Geeks with beards, geeks with beards. Look who's here, geeks with beards. No need to fear, we're right here. We got beards, so listen clear. Geeks with beards, geeks with beards.
Hey everybody, this is episode 6 of the Geeks with Beards YouTube video toy review. Today we're going to be looking at some Ninja Turtle toys, because on our regular podcast we covered the first issue of the 1984 original comic book by Eastman and Laird. Oh, it's amazing. Sean let me borrow it for the episode. Never read it before in my life, and I'm an old man. Loved it. The artwork is amazing. The story is amazing. And Sean told me about Eastman and Laird both drawing it. I had no idea until I thought it was just Eastman that drawed it. I couldn't tell you the difference.
Pretty sick.
I have no idea. So today we're going to cover a couple action figures. As you can see, they're both Donatello. This one is an original. This is Sean's childhood Donatello. Like I told him just a second ago, he took better care of his toys than I did. There's Transformers probably still somewhere on the grassy knoll hill where I used to live as a child, buried up to their heads in dirt somewhere. He still got his from childhood, and that's amazing in my book. 87, 88?
I believe 88.
88? Yeah. Awesome looking toy. Great. It is the hard head, because I think like with He-Man they did soft heads and then hard heads. Still an amazing looking toy. Great. This one is the 2024 retro reissue, if you want to call it that, of Donatello. And basically this is like what Mattel has done with their Masters of the Universe line, Origins line. It's supposed to be like the original toy, but with modern articulation. Which means, I'm trying not to knock Donnie over, which means you get knee bend articulation. And I don't like the thigh joint, but it's okay. Get them, they can kick out about that far, straight out. And then go back, they can't go back at all because they're shell. You get elbow bend, and you get shoulder articulation, which now the original toys actually had like a swiveled elbow, did they not? Or is it the wrist? At the elbow. At the elbow, swivel, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then, of course, now these are hard-headed too. And, of course, you get your head turned. These are tight, and that's good, not loosey-goosey. And you get a plethora of weapons. Of course, you get this bow staff, which now this one is actually painted purple. The new weapons are color-coded instead of the old-school brown plastic like the originals were. As you can see, Donnie's got his regular bow staff that he comes with, and he's got his harness on. Of course, it goes in the back. He also came with, which all the Turtles came with, these display stands. And the display stands are all basically exactly the same, but each one of them comes with a couple extra different accessories. Like Donnie comes with like a air conditioning unit and like a little, and like a little vent thing. And you can plug them in different spots. And this one doesn't plug, this just sits.
It's supposed to be like a rooftop scene.
It is a rooftop scene. And as you can see here, each one of them, there's little lips on here on each side of them. 3 sides of them. Well, actually, all 4 sides, excuse me. So when you get all 4 of the guys, you can put these together in different variations and have like a little diorama for the guys. So that's really cool. That's how I display mine. I display mine on the little play set.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah, I'll display mine. And also he comes with each turtle comes with 2 throwing stars and the little triangle weapons, which I have no idea what the real name of these weapons are called.
But it is in the comic.
It is in the comic book. We just found that out. This one is for sure, with
the
handle. But each turtle comes with these 2 weapons as well, 2 throwing stars, and they each come with a unique kind of take on their main weapon. Donnie has another kind of type of bow staff, I would call it, in silver plastic. But he also has these these chains with mace balls on each end of it.
Ball and chains.
Ball and chains. Now this is all molded in kind of a rubbery, silvery, gray plastic, yeah. But don't bend it too much because it could break. But it's all rubbery, so it's not going to hurt you if your child picks it up and plays with it. Just be careful. These are weird. I don't know if I like these or not.
I don't think I do.
Donnie's got this one's kind of cool. Donnie's got this one. Leonardo's got like a odd, almost a Klingon looking weapon, bladed weapon. It comes with Leo.
All right.
Raphael has like not a Thor hammer, but he comes with like a double-ended hammer weapon or whatever. It's weird looking. Mikey, I don't know. Michelangelo, I don't have. You have the Michelangelo.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's some type of nunchaku type of weapon, probably.
I've yet to look.
We picked these up at Walmart. Now, I don't know if they're Walmart exclusives. It didn't say anything on the package. They might be. I'm not for sure. Now, we also Walmart also carries the vintage reissue toys, which I collect some as well. But yeah, these were picked up at Walmart. They may be available at other retailers. I'm not for sure. Online retailers, probably for sure you can find them. But brick and mortar right now, I think it's just Walmart. Roughly $13, about $12.97, $12.47 before tax. So really affordable. For the articulation you get, all these accessories that you get, $13. I mean, that's great compared to like a $25 Marvel Legends that comes with maybe one head and 2 extra hands.
Yeah.
You know, that's great. And these have some really cool texture. I think it's really cool. I call it orange peel texture, I guess you could call it that way. I know some collectors have been turned off by that. I've read some articles online. A lot of collectors say it turns them off. It's nasty to feel it. I like it. I guess it's supposed to be replicating reptile skin, I guess. But I like the way it looks. The little orange peel kind of pitting look. Now, the front of the shells are smooth like the original toys. The front of them, or their bellies, are kind of smooth. But now the back of the shell, it's probably hard to see on camera, but the back of the shell actually reminds me, because I think the vintage ones are pretty smooth except for maybe a couple of nicks, like little scratches or whatever.
Yeah, you're right.
These remind me more of the original movie star turtles that came out for the live action movies. These actually have texture and markings on them that resemble real turtle shells, in my opinion. So I like that part. I'm glad they did that, not just the plain, flat plastic. I like they give you kind of details. I wish they'd give us tails. I was talking to Sean about that in the comic book. I wish they'd give us tails, but I get it. It's based on the cartoon, so they're not going to have the tails. I understand that. But overall, and one other thing I want to say that I read this. I may be wrong about this. If I am, you can let us know in the comments. I believe they switched heads with Leo and Donnie. They gave them wrong heads.
Did they really?
Yeah, because Donnie's got 2 teeth showing.
Yeah. Okay.
He's only got one set of teeth showing on this side, and if I'm not mistaken, the vintage Leonardo's got this. I think they accidentally swapped the heads.
Okay.
And just went with it. Now, later releases, because there's always later, these were the first, I'm assuming these were first runs, because we got a display in a little while back, about a month or so back. If Playmates puts later runs out, they may fix this, or they may just say the hell with it and leave it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I'm a casual Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collector, so it doesn't bother me that the heads are different. Die-hard fans, it might bother. Does it bug you knowing that now? Does that bug you any? I hope not, because I might have ruined his experience with these toys.
No, it really doesn't, because
yeah.
2 of them were one way, and then where they had the mouth on each side, and then one had the left and one had the right.
Right.
So
that's just what I read. I may be wrong about that, but that's an article I remember reading. They said that Donnie and Leo's heads got swapped at the factory.
Me, as a turtle fan, if I wanted the original, I'd get that.
Yeah.
That's just like a cool variation of
the original. It is. If you don't, again, the reissues are at Walmart, not of the 4 guys, unfortunately. Those were some of the first runs, so those you're not going to find in retail. Those you have to get online, probably.
Give it a couple years.
Yeah, give it a couple of years. But they are still putting out, Playmates is still putting out, they're doing these, this is Playmates as well, if I didn't say that. But they're still doing the reissues. And if you can't find or afford vintage ones, the reissues, I have the reissue guys, to me, they look identical.
They basically are.
They're, the plastic quality, I don't think has went down over the years. A lot of people complain about plastic degradation. I don't think so. But yeah, these are great. If you don't want to get vintage ones, if you're like me and you complain about them trying to stand.
He stands fine. Hey.
No. These are great modern interpretations of the Turtles, just like the He-Man toys are. Like I said, for $13, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 accessories for $13. Playmates knows how to price their toys for collectors and for kids. Definitely pick these up. I give these a 100% recommendation, and this is coming from a guy that's not the biggest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan. I love them. They're sturdy, tight joints, and 100% recommend from this guy. 100% recommend from you too?
Yeah,
And this
absolutely.
is the Turtle fan right here of the 2 of us. Highly recommend these guys. Like I said, they're not easy to find, unfortunately. These came in on a display at our local Walmart. They're not in the main toy aisle right now. At least at Walmart. At our Walmart, they're not. Maybe your Walmart there is. Maybe they're at Target. I don't know. But if you can get a hold of these guys online or in brick and mortar, pick them up.
Yeah.
They are worth the $13 a piece for sure. And Michelangelo, if I'm not mistaken, I don't have him, but you do. Mikey actually on the nunchucks, he actually has. It's a chain. I don't know if it's metal or plastic, but I think he actually has a chain for his nunchakus. I don't think it's just a little piece of plastic like the original toy is. I don't think.
That's pretty cool.
So that way, if kids want to, they can actually twirl his nunchucks, I think. So yeah, so to wrap it up, 100% recommend on the Playmates 40-year anniversary retro reissues, I call them. I think they're just called Retro Turtles. I think on the box it says Retro 1988. I believe is what it says on the box.
Yeah.
So yeah, 100% recommend. Or the vintage reissues that Walmart carry. 100% recommend on those. So for sure, if you're a Turtle fan, either one, modern, vintage, reissue, whatever you want to do. And again, this is a vintage 1988 Donatello. Look how this shit holds up. I'm a Transformer fan and a collector. My Transformers don't look this good that I had as a kid. So look at this stuff. Playmates know how to make their toys back in the day.
They do a good job.
So yeah, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Again, 100% recommend, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye, guys.
Geeks with beards. Geeks with beards. Look who's here. Geeks with beards. No need to fear. We're right here. We got beards. So listen clear. Geeks with beards. Geeks with beards.